So I'll say these. I'll point to the two that I stopped the whispers on, and
yeah, at this point they're like on their knees, or maybe even like on the floor, and they're like clutching their heads, like, oh, Emperor, God help!
My power swords are just above their necks.
I'm aiming at them with my gun.
And I'll ask, Captain, do you have any rooms where my fine interrogator might have a word with these men?
We have interrogation cells on board our ship, of course.
Then I would request that these two be escorted to those immediately.
Like, there's like a flicker through his face, like for a moment, like he looks like he wants to ask, like, why
They
exactly,
are being...
but then he thinks better, and he like salutes and nods. Of course, men, cuff them up and take them to the raid.
I'd follow. Make sure they get there.
I will also escort them.
Mariana would see them field stripped first. Armor, clothing, so they're just in their slacks.
Burn that too.
Exactly, and that little pile she's going to burn. The grenades can just be disposed of, and the rest of their equipment. She just throw the grenades out the airlock.
Just have fun tossing them across the hangar.
Heresy ball.
Okay, yeah, you will. I will say this outright: you won't get too much from interrogation. It will only turn out that they were just Imperial Guardsmen, and they just got quickly. They were very weak-minded, and from contact from the cultists, not artifacts, but like necklaces and chaos signs, they just got tainted. That's maximum what interrogator would get.
Okay, so I guess we just have them killed then.
Yeah.
I will execute them.
Actually, Xanthus is the interrogator, so I guess it's up to his hand, however he wants to do it.
Well, first of all, I want to see something. There's my interrogator.
I'll be standing there in the room, just kind of sitting there and waiting for your... whether or not you want me to take off their heads or not.
Alright, so after a probably rather short interrogation, actually, Xanthus will emerge from the room, wipe off his hands a little bit. How do you pronounce your name? Cadis?
Cadis is my trade name. My actual name is Tristidia.
They would know that, though. He's asking out of character, I imagine.
Yeah.
We've known each other in-game for a while.
So, like, the members
Cadis
of the
is my assassin, call sign, and then Tristidia is my actual name.
So, we would call you Cadis, because we're not using you like your real name on mission, right?
Yeah, probably.
After Xanthus wipes off his hands a little bit, he will look to you and say, Cadis, I'm afraid these two men are completely useless to us.
She will nod and walk inside. And you will hear the sound of a power sword igniting.
At this point, I imagine they are both in too much pain, or they are too much beaten to even give a whimper or anything. So
they probably welcome death, actually, considering...
Yeah, they will welcome death gladly.
Oh, yes. Oh, and right beside them, you see the remains of gear from an excruciator kit. So, they were in pain physically and mentally.
You sadistic bastard.
All in the name of the Emperor.
Well, I'll behead them quickly.
It isn't sadism if I'm attempting to get information.
I know, I was just saying that as a character.
And that.
You enjoy that shit too
I
much.
do have hatred, though.
Hmm?
So maybe not quite so quickly.
Actually, no. Actually, I guess Moriana would be in there and would say, or outside the room at least. I'm not sure whether this would impact as to whether or not she would kill them, give them a swift death or not. But she'd say,
I mean, it'll be a swift death. It's just maybe not quite as... The blade will go through the neck. It's just going to go through the neck at a somewhat languorous pace.
such a shame. They didn't even know what they were getting themselves into.
If they have turned from the light of the Emperor, then any excuse is insufficient.
I highly doubt they knew what it was the sigils on those weapons were. They were simply a scavenger crew. An accident that perhaps could have been avoided, perhaps not.
It is not for you to say, and it's not for I to say, it is for the Emperor to say. And he is judging them now. And I will walk out of the room.
Her name again.
Oh, probably in the meantime, or maybe right after execution, Lyra, captain of these guys,
Yes.
comes up to you, and he's like interested what's going on with them, and if he may know something more, because for now he's kind of confused what the hell happened and what's going on with his even traitor but still man, or former his man. Obviously I'm too tired to roleplay that, but he's obviously like asking you in the most respectful and polite manner possible for...
I'll just tell him that though that his men fell to heretical thoughts and we couldn't save them, so we're thankful that we got to them before they were able to do any real damage, but we're also sorry for the loss of 2 of his crew.
It's 4 of them.
Or
Wasn't
4
it?
of them,
Yeah.
yes.
And he like sighs. Thank you. Yes, 4 losses are better than 16.
Very true.
I will try to make sure that they will not do the same mistake twice. And they will be more careful next time when they are... Because I imagine because scavenging crew is not like scavenging, but after entire battle and securing bodies, people are like also gathering stuff, equipment for disposal. So that's what their job was. Not really to steal anything, but prepare stuff.
Who do these troops belong to exactly?
Imperial Guardsmen squad. Like
You
Imperial
can totally
part
requisition them
of
into your order.
part of Imperial Guardsmen platoon who was on board of Imperial Navy.
You think we should requisition them?
Oh, I'm just saying, out of character, it's something you could do.
It's something John always says people should do. Well,
It's that useful.
Let's bring him in
Yeah.
the Inquisition.
If they're fucking useful, then, you know.
If nothing else, it's bodies.
Exactly.
Something to put in front of us to take the bullets.
Guardsmen do the best job at bullet sponging.
If you talked more with Rock Trader and waited a day or 2, then without requisition rolls or anything like that, he will be willing to transport you around the sector.
Yeah, I think my idea so far is that we'll kind of requisition a crew from this captain and then join the rogue trader on his ship.
Yeah, I didn't play Rogue Trader nor read it, but apart from what the ship needs, astropath, navigator,
General crew. Some kind of someone savvy with
tech
technical
priest.
whatnot, tech priest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Take a few bodies just to have around on the ship.
Yeah, keep it in decent condition.
Okay, so to like make it like similar. So after interrogation and like beheading, talking with captain, what's your next step? You are all gathered up together.
I don't know, honestly.
We know we need to find the. So this will be our first little session. Since that's kind of what I wanted Lyra to be able to do as an Inquisitor. We'll kind of find a secured room, and it'll just be myself and the cadre, and we'll kind of discuss what we think we should do and what's going on, and kind of get that different perspectives on it. So far we know we need to find the other 3 pieces of the map, and that the fallen units have taken or the corrupted units have taken the other 3 pieces. I think he said Krieger took all 3 of the other ones.
That's what he thinks happened, yes. It was only him that he took it, but who knows if he still holds them in one place himself.
Mm-hmm.
Because, clock sticking.
Yeah, so we need to get to them as quickly as we can. We have to hope he hasn't split them up too far. I think better than taking the entire Imperial ship here, we'll take the rogue trader with the captain and commandeer a crew. And then we'll see if we can get a astropath to.
So you will be able to requisition astropath. I mean requisition. Yeah, we'll try to make a requisition roll or something, or influence. I will read that on Ascension. Sorry, please continue.
Okay. And then we'll try to get an astropath or navigator to find the other 3 pieces for us, and we can start hunting them down.
I would also suggest someone at least check the security feed on board the ship in case it has, or in case it is yet to be wiped.
So I could do that. It could be useful.
Yeah, we'll definitely. I think one of the things high on our list for requisitioning is a tech priest.
Are you sure this man can be trusted? She looks towards yourself and the other 2 that were in the room whilst you talked to him, which was Cadus and Xanthus as well.
He seems honest enough, but that's never a reason to let your guard down. I think
then wouldn't be staying aboard his ship letting our guard down.
I think with an entire Imperial crew at our hands, and us 3, I think he's the only member of his crew that survived, so I don't know how much him alone could do against all of us.
Even though this ship has been tainted already. Has been touched by the warp itself. Did mention traitor legions were aboard at one point.
Yeah. What do you have a suggestion for our problem there, then?
You could blow it the fuck up.
Just destroy the rotator?
I guess she just looks towards Ignatius, and she's got a mask on. You can't see her expression, but she just slowly turns her head and stares at Ignatius for an uncomfortably long time.
I just kind of stare back. I don't give a shit.
You would eventually get the feeling that she may or may not have been grinning a bit towards the end, but her attention
was not really. Need a ship.
Well, as they ditch this ship for one. As they say, we should take the rogue trader with us. As they say, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. We do not know much of this man, aside from what he has told us. If there is something he is hiding, he will eventually slip up.
So you
If
suggest we
I'm
bring...
not mistaken, the chaotic elements, the heretical elements, were brought aboard merely in the last attack. Therefore, it's not entirely to say that the entire ship has been corrupted, merely by their presence
They did have the run of the ship though, and
for an hour.
taking it apart and finding out what they might have done to it would take up a lot of time.
He himself does not know. Apparently, what all we had from him was that his crew saved him.
It's also uncrewed, right now.
Exactly.
There's no astropads. There's no, what are they called? Eye in the middle of the head guys.
Navigator.
That's it. That can be in character. I don't care.
Oh, then my character wouldn't have answered that. Sorry.
But yeah,
Just
he would've-
another
he
slow
would've
turn
remembered
and
it.
stare.
Yeah.
He would have remembered. He would have remembered it. There's no navigators here, and getting
imagine
one
him
would
just say-
exactly be trivial.
Can you imagine just saying it in Russian first, the Russian word for navigator, and then translating it back to English?
Navigator. I don't know what it was. It would be in Russian. Valhallan, whatever. But yeah, it would take a while to make sure the ship hasn't been what's it called, sabotaged somehow, and take even more time to build up a crew to be able to operate it again, assuming that there's no sabotage was done to it.
Besides, there are breaches in the hull. Everyone saw that as we were coming down.
Not
yeah,
that big.
Ship is still damaged. It would still take a while to repair. Time is not a resource that we have currently.
So you suggest we take the cruiser then and bring the rogue trader on with us?
Have it towed somewhere.
But the
Did you say? Can you repeat what you said? Sorry, Gabriel.
Have it towed somewhere, perhaps?
Yes.
yeah, right now just finding those other 3 pieces to the map is our top priority, and so we want to do it in as timely of a manner as possible so they can not get separated or hidden. The rogue trader isn't exactly in a condition for us to actively track it down immediately, so we take the Imperial cruiser here and the captain of the rogue trader, we take him on board and we go hunting for the rest of the map.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Out of character, did in the investigation, did the rogue trader say that the Imperial forces that came, essentially this captain and the rest of his crew came and saved him, yes? If it wasn't for them, he would have been dead. Okay.
Yeah, they scared off the attackers. I mean, scared
Okay.
off.
Which is something Mariana would also bring up.
I mean, like, he doesn't know exactly, but they let up the attack when Imperials came.
There is one thing that bothers me with his speech. We determined that the traitor legions had been aboard the ship, roughly 5 or so hours back prior?
Ish.
Yet the guard had only entered the ship 1 hour after we had.
No.
Yes, we asked the guard, they said they've only been here for an hour. The crew.
Alright, so I need to retcon that because it would...
Oh.
It's like... so otherwise, instead of saying hours, the way it works from the way information we received, the attack happened... happened... like few hours before you arrive into sector, like 5 hours before you arrive into sector. It lasted for... I don't know how usual firefight goes, for 15 to 20 minutes before Imperial ship came.
Okay.
Then obviously they didn't immediately board it like at once. They like hailed the ship, the situation, and then they entered. So the Imperials on the ship were for an hour before you arrived.
Okay,
That's
sure.
what I meant. It's kind of late, so I might be messing up times and
No
whatnot.
worries. Then scrap that part, and I would say something else. Can we not get recordings from the other Imperial vessel as to the distress signal that was sent out?
Out of cartage shouldn't be a problem. I can already say it will prove what Trader said, that when distress signal was sent, it will like match.
Well, I still need to go check the pick feeds on this ship, so I'll probably go do that now. If there are any
we have
intact.
to wait a day or two for the rogue trader captain to be ready to travel. So I assume in those 2 days we'll have you have your way with the ships and their computers.
I mean, why 2 days?
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were saying was if we had waited a day or two, then the rogue trader captain would join us.
I mentioned that in different way, because if you like go to him and like start talking about like the situation, he will have like his own opinion, because damaged ship or not, that's his home, and that's the home that he and his family and his ancestors worked for a very long time and very hard. And he, throne agents or not, you know, he's also peer of the Empire, so he won't just roll over and allow you to like destroy his livelihood.
On the destroyer, I think we agreed to like tow it to somewhere where it could be a station or somewhere for it to be fixed. We'll use aboard our cruiser.
Maybe it will be simpler. So do you, Lyra, do you go to him and talk with what you've decided, or maybe and ask him about stuff, or?
Yeah,
I think it will be simpler that way.
Sure. So yeah, I'll go to him and kind of let him know that we're leaving immediately to search out the other pieces of the map. We're going to take the Imperial cruiser. We would love to have him come with us to help search for the items, and he knows more about the Krieger character, so he might be able to help us with that. And we would obviously tow his rogue trader to a place where it could be repaired, and then we'd bring him with us to search for the map shards.
Understandable. I would love to help, and I think, you know, as I think, milady, that sounds like a fine plan. My suggestion would be, I also plan to ask a good guardsman to tow my ship to nearest space yard for quick repairs, and then I would just call around, talk around, and gather up new crew. And with that done, I would be able to
Is there any way for us to... Yeah, we have a navigator in Astropath, so we should be able to leave and start searching for the maps, and then have him join us in a couple days once his repairs are done, and he has a new crew.
He's like, yeah, it will be possible. And he's like, I fully understand. Guardsmen are good men. They will be able to help you, but I hope you also understand that this ship is my livelihood. And as much as pains me for that I lost my crew, a man like me needs a new one sooner or later. And in this line of trade, the sooner I will try to fix my personal business as soon as possible, and if by that time you will still welcome my help, I will gladly provide it.
Excellent. Then we look forward to your cooperation in the future.
Yeah, he also like I don't know if you like didn't need it, but I said, and he like pulls out like 2 letters. One of them, both of them have like visible like seals on them. One of them is like cracked in half. It was like open, and he like, well, I don't know if that will be useful to you or not, milady, but this one, opened one, I received from Inquisitor Sidov like few days before he. No, this was I received that last time I saw, and that's the like. I don't know if he could do that, but considering he's Inquisitor, I believe so. That's the copy of orders he received from Lord Inquisitor Caden.
Okay.
The other one is still sealed. He asked me to not give that yet, but it will be for fellow Inquisitors' eyes only.
Alright, I'll make sure to keep it.
But he gave me specific instructions, like when should I give it.
Okay, well, I thank you for delivering these letters for me.
I mean, he's like, according to his instructions, that second letter, not open one, like should still stay with me. Some conditions are not met, and it's not like he doesn't say, but I'm just too damn tired and too lazy to actually figure it out what this else needs to happen or how much more time. Because it's not unusual for Inquisitor to completely drop off from the grid for prolonged periods of time and then reappear because he was like uber under.
Yeah. Okay,
so for now, he's not assuming the worst case. Okay, so you get that one opened letter with copy of the orders from Caden that were given to Sidov.
Okay.
What am I hearing? Excuse me.
Okay, so what do you do next?
I think Ignatius
he's gonna go spool through the pick feed, see what's on there. Is there anything worth mentioning beyond what we already know?
No.
Okay, yeah.
Has it been purposely corrupted or? Yeah.
No, if some things like if there's a static or some parts are just like unreadable, it's probably because during the fighting some parts were destroyed or damaged. Maybe not even like that badly damaged, but you know, technology in Warhammer 40k is like,
yeah, gotcha.
It's holding by a duct tape.
Mm-hmm. In that case, when I'm done, I'll make copies of it for us and then purge what's on the ship.
Okay. So if there's nothing else, I guess you go to that Imperial Navy cruiser. And formally, I wanna try that, because if I don't try, then I will not know how to fucking deal with that. I want to try the not Inquisition,
Influence?
Not influence.